Alright guys, so welcome back to day 2. If you've tuned in from part 1. If you haven't watched part 1, I'll leave a little link here up at the top or down in the description. You can go and check out part 1 and then come back to part 2 later. This is a part 4 episode, so we're in Wales, doing 4 days in Wales. So today we're doing round mid Wales, so we're around Devil's Bridge and ELAN Valley, and then back to another camp. So it should be good. Some good tracks planned. So we'll bring you along. You can have a little look what we're going to get up to today. So, like usual, we got myself and Discovery 1 up front, leading the way, and then getting stuck in a puddle. Then we got Dave in the Suzuki Vitara, see how that gets on with today's track. Louis in the Defender 110. Joe in his Defender 90. Then we've got Andy in the Mitsubishi L200. And then we've got Chris in his Defender 90. He joined us late last night. So we got to the top of this track and we found this little axle twister, and definitely tested out the axles on the disco. And when Dave got to it, he tested out his traction control at this point, and a nice little wheel lift on the front there. And then obviously the Defender's just going to make it dead easy. Definitely testing the axles out there on Joe's 90. Nice and slow. And then we got Andy. Managed to take a nice little line through there and not even miss a wheel. And then Chris testing out his suspension too there. Now we come up to the next track and dead long shaly hill, all the way up to the top, with a little rock step at the top. Let's see how we get on getting through here. What you can't tell on the camera is this is really shaly and steep. Nice little wheel lift here from Andy in the L200. So Chris has got a new addition to the Defender, having some air lockers. He's only fitted one at the minute, but you can see how much easier it just makes it go up the hills. Not really spinning the wheel at all the way up, compared to the ones that have just got a centre diff lock. Making it too easy. Just before the guys get here, this is one hell of a rock climb. Doesn't look it now, but when the car's going to be leaning over here, you're going to see the fun that happens. See what happens, see if we get to the top. Definitely one to stay tuned for, because there's a lot more like this. Needs to go back a little bit.
Go back, get a bit of a bump. Go back. Well, go back a bit, mate. Go on. Go on. Go on.
So after David struggled trying to get up this part, he thought he'd take a different line. Just shows how important sometimes a line choice can be, or a line choice can make a big difference to getting up it or to get recovered up it. As you can see, his choice of line was perfect here and got him right to the top. And a lot of the other lads chose to do this, like Bluey and Joe, that you'll see in a minute. And Andy done the same line. They all flew up without having any problems. Me and Chris ended up being the only ones who took the bonus line, as we'll see in a minute. So as you might hear in a minute, this line actually got named Dave's line, as Dave was the first one to actually consider going up it. So you'll hear him say this in a sec when Andy gets nearer to the rock step. So Chris made a little schoolboy error here and forgot to put a diff lock in. That's why he's struggling. Like usual, Chris usually flies up things like this and makes it look dead easy, but not on this one. But when he sorts everything out, he flies up.
You have to go further over, wouldn't you? Have to go further over.
The locker?
It's not locking up. It's not working.
Dave's line. Got to break something.
Dave's line. Dave's line. Come on, Chris, you got to do it, mate.
Have you made a schoolboy error? Yeah.
Even a little wheel lift there as well, just as he gets to the top. So now we're on to the next track in ELAN Valley. If you've done this track before, you know it's quite a rocky track with a couple of rock steps. So stay tuned and let's see how we get on through here.
on your little feet. I've got worse.
I'm tickling.
Bouncy.
Yeah.
Bouncy. You're bouncy.
Mighty Soup does it again. Little wheel lift.
Go on, Andy.
So Chris seen a little bonus line on this rock step and he thought he'd have a little go, and he does make it, but he made a little bit of a fail right here now. But he does make it.
Let it go, let it go.
Nice drive there, Chris, well done. Obviously the locker definitely helped there. I'll just video from in the car till we go through the river.
Watch the videos of the day, I think it was on road all over it. They went through this river in the end, but it was well into space.
Got someone coming up on the radio.
Fucking right, this doesn't stop doing shit.
Oh yeah, that's us. Hello. Right guys, so we're just at second night camp now. So yeah, it's been a good day, as you've probably just seen. Done some rock climbs, it's been a dusty one as well. The dust's been mad. It's just been sitting in the air as we were driving along, so we're all covered in dust and it's horrible to be honest. But we're all set up camp now. So tomorrow we'll be taking on Strata, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you tune in next week. Again, Wednesday, 6 PM. And if you're a late viewer, then I'll leave all the link above here and link down below, and it'll be in the end of the video too, in the playlist. I'm going to do a playlist for the 4 days that we have away. Bring you back tomorrow. So again, stay tuned. Next week, Wednesday, 6 PM. Next episode will be out.